Hey Connor.
Hey Joe, how's it going?
Great, great. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Happy Thursday.
Yes, happy Thursday. Another Thursday with Connor Cooks. Let me put
Another Thursday.
the little recipe or the what we're making in the chat so people
Definitely.
pizzas with starter. Okay.
Don't waste your starter.
Yeah, no, this is great. Okay, so there it is. If people join late, I think I can pin it or something. Okay, pinning it. I learned that, so I'm trying to use that. Okay,
Yeah, you're getting
so
awesome. You're
what's
so
that?
comfortable in front of. I said you're getting awesome. You're so comfortable in front of the camera now.
Oh, thank you. But same to you. Each time you're doing these stories, you're getting more and more like
Oh, thank you.
comfortable and definitely
I'm
I
just
see
trying
it
to
too.
show more and more of the process.
Yeah, I like that. I like the time lapse when you're chopping all the ingredients and everything. Well, let's start it off right. Simple cooking show with Connor Cooks. Another
Woo!
Thursday. Sixth episode, I think. I think it is
Oh man,
now.
is that true? Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's how long we've been in this. I know.
Oh,
Don't ask me what day it is, but yeah.
yeah. I know it's Thursday because I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I know. That's my markers.
Any
um,
other day of the week though, forget about it.
yeah. Okay. So give us a little quick intro of what we're making today and first time you made this or why you like it. Little
Yeah.
background info.
Okay, so you actually inspired it because you did this one day, and you were like, "Don't discard your starter, or like, don't throw away your discard from your starter.
Uh-huh.
You can make this." So I tried that, and it was so sourdoughy and like pungent, and like, oh man,
It is.
because my starters, I'm a negligent father. I have to be really honest. I don't attend to them every day, so they have been picking up some wild bacteria, and it's been growing, and it's like super yeasty and super sour and super good.
Yeah.
Um, so I tried it like that. I just did it plain, and the next time you suggested salt, so I did it with salt, and then I was like, well, I have cheese, so and you know me and cheese,
Yeah.
so I threw some cheese on there, and I was like, whoa, this is a really easy pizza.
Yeah.
So then that's kind of where the genesis of
The
the idea for
Genesis.
this.
I like that.
Yeah, big words today.
Yeah, let me just give a quick run through of what starter is for people who
hmm
maybe aren't cooking sourdough now, which I feel like the whole world is. But
I know.
um,
It's really funny though because I read an article where it was like, I hate my starter,
oh,
and I'm
like
not doing it. There's like a whole
oh,
backlash to it too because it's
anti.
not super easy. Yeah, there's
I
like
know.
anti-starter people out there.
Yeah, I know. It's a little tough, but once it's like the beginning of anything, you need to develop the starter, and as it matures, it kind of like has its own life, and you don't have
hmm
to like watch after it so much, like a kid, I guess. I don't know. You probably,
We're not
but
quite there. We're still at the 3.5 state, so
yeah,
he's 3.5 years old. So we're not quite there, but we'll get there.
yeah. So with starter, what starter is just like instead of using packets of yeast to make your bread, you create your own starter, just flour and water, and there's natural bacteria and yeast in the flour and the air and everywhere, and it just ferments, and you get this bubbly concoction that you use to raise your bread naturally. So it's supposedly, well, it is pretty good for you because it has all the probiotics. Nice, nice shot there. And it smells sour. Um,
Mm.
it always has a different smell. Like so, that's the
Yeah, it
overview of what
evolves.
starter is. So if once you're starting your sourdough thing, you're gonna have one of these, and what you have to do is like discard half of it each day, and then refill with more flour and water to give the yeast some food so it can bubble up again. But most people throw it away, half of it, but we're going to use that today. So we're not wasting anything. So
Can
that's
you
the
touch on
overview.
why you have
Yeah.
to discard?
Because I think it's the yeast have consumed all the new food. They feed on sugar in the
Hmm.
flour, I think. And once they've consumed everything, now it becomes really sour. So it's not gonna bubble up anymore because they've
Oh,
consumed
the
all
acidity is
their,
too high, so
yeah,
you have to get
that, and they need more
more
food.
food. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm not like the expert scientifically, but I know
Yeah, I
that.
was thinking that maybe, and I have done zero research, and so I have no idea either. I was wondering if, and that acidity idea just popped into my head because it's getting pretty acidic, and yeast will die after a certain point,
Yeah.
with the acidity being too high. So maybe it's just it stresses it out too much. Because I've noticed there have been some days where I've forgotten to discard, and then I fed
Mhm.
on top, and it doesn't seem to have the same effect
Yeah.
as it would when you discard.
Yeah, probably because the sourness. Yeah, and if you, I've left it in the fridge a long time, couple weeks, and or
Hmm.
even more, and it just turns into like a dry cake.
Yeah,
And you
I've
can
noticed that.
actually, like, people freeze that if
Hmm.
they, you know, they save themselves if they kill a starter. They're like, okay, I'm gonna put some in the freezer, so in case I kill mine, I'll bring that little cake part out.
Because
And
it can reactivate.
yes, yeah, just adding water and then putting in more flour and water, it'll like you'll still have it. So that's one way to protect yourself if you're like feel like you're gonna kill it or something.
Yeah.
But it's hard to kill.
They're pretty
So
resilient. I have, like I said, I've been very negligent, and they look really good today because I fed them yesterday.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I took care of them, and today they look really good. So it doesn't take much for them to bounce back either,
yeah,
if they're
great.
looking a
And
little
you've
sad.
been how old is yours now?
I don't have any idea, but it's within the quarantine amount of period
Okay.
of time.
Oh, good. Well,
Yeah, I want to say it's probably 4 weeks old. I think we're
okay.
about 4 weeks.
So it's
Yeah.
got a little life of its own right now. Okay.
Yeah, they're stinky. For sure, stinky.
Yeah. So what do we have? Let me see your beautiful, I want to
Oh,
see a
yeah.
nice bird's eye view of what you got because it looks so nice.
All right. Do I
Nice.
got everything in
Wow.
there? Yeah. All right. So we couldn't find pepperoni, so we got one of those mixed
Okay.
packs. So I've got some prosciutto, some copa, that's some salami. There's some like
Mm,
pepper crusted one too.
nice.
I made some beef kebabs the other day from Handy
Oh,
Market. So this is
yeah.
leftover steak from
Uh-huh.
that, and
Uh-huh.
this is leftover bell peppers from that. I've
Nice.
got some mushrooms. Believe it or not, this is just one mushroom that I cut really thinly.
Okay.
Um, so I have that, and then I've got some jalapeno as well,
Of course.
and of course, and I've got some basil, cilantro, green onion,
Beautiful.
and some thyme, just because herbs are awesome. Got my
Yeah.
mozzarella. I did this homemade sauce. You can see how I made it in my
Wow.
story. I just roasted some tomatoes under a broiler, and
Mm.
then I blended it with some oregano, some salt, and that was
So
it.
that's like
It's
a
really good.
Italian style, I guess, for pizza.
I have no idea, Joe.
Well,
I just
oregano,
was
yeah.
I've
Tomatoes.
never done it before, so I just was like, that seems like that would work. It's really basic, really simple. Oregano and salt
Yeah.
seem like a good combo. And then I've got my starter.
Yeah.
So my thought process is that I've got two pizzas here. I've
Okay.
got a steak, bell pepper, mushroom, jalapeno, and cilantro. And then
Oh.
I have my Italian meats, and then I might throw
Hmm.
some mushrooms onto that too, and
Mm.
then basil, thyme, and that's probably it. I'll probably put the green onion on the steak. So yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of what I'm looking at.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay.
how about you? Let's see yours.
Yeah, mine is not as like mise en place as well as yours, but let
Well,
me see.
I get really like over the top with it for
No, I
our
love it
show.
'cause you put it in
I'm
the
not this organized
stories.
in general.
No, it looks great. It looks
Oh,
like a
thank you.
nice charcuterie board, actually.
I know. I've been picking at it the whole time. It's like,
So mine is more like a leftovers.
nice.
See if I can switch it around here.
Oh, what a great use of
Not as
leftovers.
not as beautiful as yours, but I want to get use of everything and not throw out
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely.
Zucchini noodles that I made before, maybe we'll use some of that, and just some chicken breast that's been cooked, and some, yes, sauce. No shame there.
No, definitely not.
And
I didn't have any. That's why I made my own.
oh, okay. Just some mozzarella. Maybe we'll put an egg. Not sure. Just thinking idea.
Nice. Yeah,
And green onions too for a little green freshness.
definitely.
A little queso fresco if we're feeling like it. But that's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna probably do maybe like a chicken with green onions. Sounds nice right now. So
Yeah, that sounds really refreshing.
yeah, just a nice light with some basil. So, okay, so what is your first step going to be?
Okay, so my first step is going to be I'm going to get the starter going because
Okay,
that's going to take the longest. Nothing. I
okay,
don't think I'm really going to cook anything. My thought
okay,
process was the steak's already cooked, the bell pepper's already cooked. The only thing that would need any kind of sautéing would be the mushrooms, I think. But I cut them
yeah,
really thin, so I don't. I might just throw them on the side of my pan for 20 to 30 seconds, and then kind of
hmm
flip them right on top. So I'm gonna start with my starters, get that going. I've got two nonstick pans. I'll show you kind of my setup.
okay, let's see
So I've got two nonstick pans because I'm doing the two pizzas. I'm gonna try to do them at the same time.
okay.
Um, and then check out my camera stand over here, looking good. Just the upside down
Nice.
bowl. Yeah, so it's gonna work. Um, so I'm gonna get those. I'll set this up, and then I'll get
Okay,
those fry breads going.
okay. And we'll say just hello to some people here while we're getting that ready.
Hello,
Looks like
people.
your mom was in here.
Hi, mom.
Mario,
Hi,
my
Mario.
brother,
Hello, brother.
Carolina, who I did arepas with. She's
Oh,
excited for
nice. Oh, I
pizza.
saw those. Yeah, those look
Yeah,
amazing. I'm
so
gonna have to make
good.
those.
You probably love it because you like all those kind of Latin
Yeah,
flavors.
totally, totally, totally. Okay, so I've got my pans have been just on low, so I'm gonna turn them to
Oh,
medium,
okay.
let them preheat a little bit.
All right.
Um,
I'm
so because I'm
just
a negligent father, I have three starters going. So I'm gonna use. I got them all a little bit beefed up last night, so I'm gonna use both of them
okay.
or two, I think, unless I need some more.
So you'd say, because I know you always use cast iron, and why in this um, time are you going to
Uh,
do?
I haven't tried this on cast iron because I'm afraid of the stick. I think cast
Yeah,
iron might have too much of it. Just like it's not cast iron is not sticky, but it might have too much of a
yeah,
stick to do these. And then with these cast iron or with these non-stick, I know I've done this before, so they'll be okay.
yeah, yeah. I would say that's recommended.
Yeah, and if you do cast iron, I would do it on like medium low because it can
hmm
get away from you really fast.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me get my little burner set up here. And are you going to put oil, or you just go straight in with
I'm just
that?
going straight on the pan. Yeah, I've
Okay.
noticed I get a really nice like golden brown color from doing it that way. So
Okay. 'Cause there's like the natural sugars in the starter um, caramelize, I guess, really nicely.
yeah, they seem to do nice in that situation.
Okay, so I had two starters here if you guys want to see real quick. This is like the mature starter that's been like a year. I mean, I feed it once a week or so and in the fridge. And this is a younger one. So I'm going to use both and see um, how we do here. But they have really nice sour smell. Okay, so you said a medium, low, or
Oh, I'm
medium.
on medium with the
Okay,
non-stick.
okay.
Medium low, I suggesting if you're on cast iron.
All right.
which you could do. I just have never tried it, so I
Yeah.
didn't want
I
to.
know.
I wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel.
And there could be pancake recipe because
Yeah,
for these
totally.
starter, if you add a little sugar and maybe a little more flour, you
Hmm.
might be able to make pancakes. I'm not sure. I gotta look into that, but
I believe so because I have a friend. He's at Knucklehead,
oh,
Nyuklkal head on
okay.
Instagram, and he does sourdough pancakes
Oh, okay.
from his discard, and so I know it's possible. I don't know
That
how it's
sounds
done,
good.
but I'll definitely have to ask him because all of his, if you like, you would definitely jam on his page because he does a
Yeah.
ton, yeah, a ton
Okay.
of naturally leavened breads
Oh,
and
okay.
pancakes and rolls and cheddar. I mean, it's just it's amazing. His food's incredible.
Wow, I gotta definitely. I love finding other foodie, especially sourdough
Yeah,
world.
definitely. Yeah, and he's really impressive because he's seasoned like you are, so he knows what he's doing like you do.
Oh,
Whereas I don't. I'm just
you
like trying to stumble
do.
my way through it. I'm getting there, but I definitely am a newbie. I'm like 4 or 5 weeks into it, so. Okay,
Oh,
for
for the
this, I'm just kind
sourdough,
of
yeah.
looking for this to be mostly cooked through, and that looks pretty good. So I'm
Uh-huh.
going to check this bottom side.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks fine.
All right.
You could even go a little bit longer to get a little bit more color, but this is going to be my pizza side actually.
Okay. And you can make English muffins. I know I've done that before.
Ooh,
Those are good.
sounds really good. Oops.
Um, I think I'll
Put
put
a
an
little
egg
bit.
in mine.
That sounds fantastic.
I'll do one with an egg, one
Throw some sauce
chicken.
down.
Okay.
Just gonna actually use a little bit more. Looks like.
My cousin's on. Lorena, hola. We're gonna do a Mexican chicken wrap on Saturday.
Oh,
And
I saw
Jamaica.
that.
You like that purple Jamaica drink?
Yeah, hibiscus, Jamaica. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We brewed some beers with Jamaica at Indy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they always turned out really good.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of give it a nice like little sour punch without actually having to sour the beer.
Oh
So
my gosh. That'll be good.
yeah. So this one I decided will be my steak and bell pepper.
Ooh, Ooh, it's looking great. I like that.
Thank you.
So they're
All
cooked
right.
peppers, you said, right?
Those are pre-cooked. Yeah, they were on kebabs. So all this beef was on kebabs. I'm gonna throw some jalapenos on top of there,
Mm,
and then I'll wait for the cilantro until it's all that cheese is melted. I'll throw a little more cheese on top just to give it a little
nice.
cap.
Okay, so one of mine is going to be this chicken and
Ah. Yeah.
I love the little crispy bits that.
Yeah, they come off the side, and then the cheese gets
Uh-huh.
crispy bits, and there's lots of texture in these.
Yeah, they're definitely sour. I always forget. But the
They're definitely
cheese
sour.
helps to balance that a little bit, I think, or some sweetness maybe.
Yeah, from the tomatoes, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, that's also acidic, so who knows? But
Yeah,
all
so I'm
right,
putting a
so
little
yeah.
queso fresco here. So that is going to be chicken. An onion. And the jalapenos is a good idea.
Always good. I love spice. I put hot sauce on my hot sauce, so
Yeah, wow.
all
True
right. I
Mexican
try to.
there, Connor.
I know. I definitely feel like I must have some. Mexican in my lineage.
Something. What is your background is Irish?
I'm Irish, Czech, German, Scottish. So
Okay. You have the
our
bread
pizza.
making. The Germans are incredible
Yeah,
at bread making. So,
I definitely got the beer drinking down from all those
oh,
countries. I'm pretty
yeah,
good at that. I'm gonna
that's
just throw
true.
some prosciutto on top too,
Nice.
because why not? This is definitely like the meat lovers right here.
Meat lovers.
All right,
Okay, okay,
and I had just a little bit of cheese left. So.
okay.
All right,
Good.
now I'm just gonna let these. I'll probably turn these down actually, so they don't get too over crispy. To medium low while all that cheese melts.
I got a oregano because I got your little tip there. I like a little extra oregano in my tomato sauce. And yeah, it's looking good. These look great. I'm gonna grab
Thank
a
you. I need a.
jalapeno. Something here. Okay. Okay. Nice crispy egg here.
Yeah, that looks great. Nice. That's a good sized pan too. Is that like a 12
Yeah,
inch?
so one's irregular shaped, but
Hey, no worries. That's the fun of making homemade pizza is that there's no rules. You can do whatever you
right.
want.
Okay, we're gonna do
All right. It's
some
looking pretty
jalapeno
good.
on top.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Okay. So does Emerson eat these? Or are they too sour
Oh
for
yeah.
him? He
No,
eats them.
he likes them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
But
Oh, good.
yeah, he definitely likes the healthy food. So if I were to
Wow.
put a cucumber or this pizza in front of him, especially this one, he would still probably pick
Uh-huh.
the cucumber.
Wow.
Yeah, he's super healthy. He's like the
That's,
only 3-year-old that prefers vegetables over pizza.
well, people would love to know how you got him to do that with
I think we
kids.
would love to know how we got him to do that too.
Oh, God.
Well, we just introduced him to a ton of food early on. Amanda's a big proponent of baby-led weaning, which is
Oh.
when you start introducing regular food really early on and let
Oh,
them kind
okay.
of venture through it and figure it out. So he was introduced to a
Mm.
lot of normal food early on. So I think that's probably
Okay.
part of it too.
That's,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
it's
great.
looking
That's such a
yummy.
good
Are
thing.
almost melted.
There was I did a project before trying to get kids to eat healthy like toddlers, and I was reading this book,
Yeah,
Deceptively Delicious by Jerry Seinfeld's
nice.
wife, and she would
Oh, cool.
hide like spinach puree and chocolate pancakes and like
Nice.
butternut squash and lasagna, and I'm like, this is such a like so many steps just to get your kids to eat it. Like,
Yeah, just start them early is really the
yeah.
key. Just introduce them to normal foods and like try to stay away from Gerber and all of that stuff because
Oh, really?
yeah, I mean we've been a species for like 10,000 years. For whatever reason, it was just recently that we were like, you know what? We should blend all of our food for babies.
That's
Babies for
interesting.
like 9,900 years were eating regular food, and then all of a sudden, well, in breast milk too, but you know,
Yeah, that's
it
really
wasn't really until
interesting.
the 1950s when Gerber, 1940s, 1950s, when they were able to commercialize baby food. And with the whole
Mm.
post-war, everybody moving into the suburbs and refrigerators and houses and
Canned
lawns and
foods and yeah,
yeah,
it
and
became big.
like things just everything got easier and everything was sold as it's easier, and so baby food was easier,
Oh,
and then so that kind of just stuck. And so most people are just kind of assume that baby food is what you should feed your kids, but it's actually the opposite. You should never give your kids baby food because then it leads to them eating poorly. So
Wow.
yeah.
Some baby tips with Connor. I love it.
I learned everything I know from Amanda, though, so I'm not taking any credit. But yeah, these are looking really good. They're looking almost done.
Great.
This one I threw on the basil and thyme.
Oh, nice.
And then on some cilantro.
Beautiful. Let me look back what people have. Okay, everything looks good. Oh, Marta. Ciao, Marta. I'm late. I have to rewatch it later. It looks good.
You know what I totally forgot was Catalina. The mushrooms. Oops.
What?
All right.
Oh, you
Sorry,
forgot
go back.
them?
That's all right. I can still do
them. Somebody also said, Catalina said, thank you for that. I think she was talking about the baby, little snippet about baby food.
Oh, nice. Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely learned something new today. That's really cool.
Yeah, if you want to look more into it, it's called baby-led weaning is how we got Emerson to eat lots of food.
Maybe not right now, but one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I was doing that more for the people out there. You know, I know you don't have a kid.
No. I'm just joking, but I think it's great to know that. It's a good tip.
I love that. Growing up in Colombia, I had to eat what my mother cooked, not anything that came from a can. Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes total sense. Okay.
All right. So my pizzas are good. I'm gonna toast those mushrooms just to get them, because I can always throw them on after the fact.
I'll give you a little ham shot of mine. If we can do this. So the pan's a little crispy, but I got my chicken, queso fresco, some jalapeños and green onions.
Oh wow, that looks amazing.
Nice. And I like everything mini size, but
yeah. Well, proportions are really important.
Yeah. True. But you can always cut them like into little quarters or something. Totally. And then this one's a little different, little hybrid of everything. Cheese, egg, jalapeno, tomato sauce.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, that's
so fun. Really shows the flexibility of homemade pizzas. Whatever you got, you can throw on.
Yeah,
it's gonna work.
Yeah, using that little extra leftover chicken, so this is a great. Because I'm not a huge leftover food person, but if I can repurpose it, then it's definitely exciting again. It's like, oh, okay, we got a new meal, and it's a little more fun to eat that way.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm the same way. I love leftovers just because I repurpose them and I make them into a new meal. Straight leftovers, not so much. Yeah,
I know.
Unless it's like spaghetti or pizza. Leftover pizza is pretty great.
Yeah, that's true. So tell us what you're doing. You're just cooking the mushrooms dry, no oil or anything?
Non-stick pan, just dry. And I'll just put them right on top of that pizza.
Yeah, okay.
You don't really I don't cook with a ton of oil or fat. You don't necessarily really need to.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good.
And then, so that was meant for that pizza. So I'll just...
Nice. Okay, we're plating up here. Okay. Catalina says, can't wait for you guys to take a bite. Yeah.
I can't either.
Connor's famous for the Connor bite.
At least according to Gary. All right, I'm gonna do this one because this one I had more in mind for myself since I have jalapenos on here.
Okay, let me move this over a bit, and then I'll cut this for you guys. Okay, so this is mine so far. I think I will cut the chicken one. Okay. sounds funky.
Oh yeah.
Okay, look at that.
All right.
You ready to?
I'm ready to do it.
Okay, we got a side shot here.
All right. Cheers.
Look at that. Cheers. Mmm. It's delicious.
That's fantastic.
I've never had this bread with everything on it. Oh, that looks good.
It holds up really well. I'm gonna try the other one too.
Yeah, it's so sturdy. Mmm. And I love how it's crispy on the outside, but like inside the dough,
Yeah.
it's a little.
It's really soft.
Mm-hmm. Like a sourdough bread. See, it's that good. We can't stop.
You couldn't cut the meat.
There's something about sourdough that has that like addictive, like umami or something. I don't know. But
yeah, I can't stop eating it once I start. I'm like crying now. I burned my mouth, but it was super good. Let it cool before you eat.
yeah, for sure. Wow, Connor.
Well, thanks, Joe. That was super fun.
That was awesome and educational about the food. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
okay,
thank you so much.
That was the Simple Cooking Show with Connor Cooks. If you are new to his show, follow him. He makes great stuff. Are you going to be
check out my stories?
Anything coming up
today? I still have some pizza left over from Prime Pizza from yesterday, so I'm guessing that's probably going to be on the menu. We had it for lunch and dinner last night. So good. Prime Pizza, fantastic. But besides this, I may try to get a bread starter going today, or like some dough going. I don't know. I don't really have any plans for the rest of the day, to be honest. So,
okay.
So thanks for the setup, and I just totally swung and missed on the softball. But yeah, I don't know if I'm what I'll be cooking today.
No, it's cool. But no, we're just.
I've got some 7-bone roast in the freezer. I've got some ribs in the freezer. I may make some pasta, actually. Some like homemade, I don't know if I have the tomatoes. I don't know. Maybe some spaghetti and mom's spaghetti and meat sauce. So I've got some ground beef as well. So who knows?
Sounds good. It'll be something good.
Yeah, I'm sure. How about you? What are you cooking?
Well, probably nothing today, but tomorrow I'm going to cook with Joseph, who is a friend of Something Good LA cousin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna
awesome.
Cauliflower aguachile. So it's like a vegan, usually aguachiles with shrimp, but we're going to make it with cauliflower. So it'll be
that's so much fun.
It'll be kind of your flavor profile, I think.
Definitely. I'll make sure I check that out.
Cool. Okay.
I'll definitely be eating it. All right, Joe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Happy Thursday. See you next Thursday.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, you too. All right, bye.